Hi Libra, here's a general look at your solar chart for February 2012. Now, there is, to a degree, a lighter, brighter energy around, but there's also very practical, work-orientated energy around, so maybe you'll be whistling while you work. At least, you'll be walking with a lighter step, maybe, through the days. To whatever degree this is impacting you according to your natal chart energies. And of course you still do have Saturn in your sign, so you're still working really, really hard at life these days. But there's likely to be opportunities to do more of the kinds of things you enjoy this month, or get into activities or work that you find empowering and allows you to shine your light in your own unique way. It could even put you at the center of attention at times, so all eyes on you. It could also be emphasizing romantic relationships at this time as well, or in fact a relationship with a child or with an animal, or anybody with whom you can feel valued and prized and kind of spontaneous and sort of playful, you see. Overall, it could mean that your creative juices will be flowing more, and you'll be in a little bit more enterprising, enthusiastic mood, but also competitive as well, and have more access maybe to entertaining activities at least that you find empowering. And you have some more laughs and friendly sort of bavadery and sharing along the way, and feeling, as I say, perhaps a little bit the centre of attention at times. Admiring glances may be exchanged between you and somebody that you're drawn to. Mid-month, from mid-month onwards, then you'll be keeping your eye more on the ball, maintaining a more sort of grown-up, practical, organised approach, getting on with the to-do list, keeping to a schedule a little bit more. Until the 8th, though, teamwork is going to be favourably highlighted. You'll probably be in quite a cooperative but helpful frame of mind, wanting to be a practical help and to coordinate and dovetail with someone else's requirements, but also somebody wanting to do that, with you as well. The tendency will be like that. This could be centred around a friendship, or a love relationship, or a relationship which is like you one-to-one with someone who is in the driving seat, or you're in the driving seat, or just kind of, both of you doing your own contribution. But you're also likely to have good relations with health providers, co-workers, anybody providing a service to you, or anybody for whom you're providing a service. So socializing, making friends, a romantic relationship could all be centered around this type of quite sort of practical, working, health-orientated environment. It might be like that, around a kind of employment or a health-orientated environment. And then from the 8th, close relationships of all kinds should get a boost, and you and someone could find that you can compromise and do business together, or maybe you and someone really hit it off together. This is a very, very good time for meeting somebody and getting on, very well, and feeling that you click. If you have to negotiate or use your diplomatic skills, get somebody on side, then Venus in that area there from the 8th is going to be good news. And alliances, cooperative alliances, can go very well, and it's better for you to two heads will be better than one. It's better for you to use the help of somebody else, or to coordinate with somebody else. Now, Mars is going to be in the background area of your chart for several months to come. And it's going to be activating what goes on behind the scenes, and what goes on within you, within your emotional life, within your unconscious, in your dreams also, in your imagination, your ability to manifest what you want through using your imagination, and your emotional power is going to be enhanced. So those of you working with the law of attraction can use this one really, really well with Mars here. But also Mars here can activate, baggage, memories, unfinished business from the past, and so it will help you, for those of you who are up for it, to sort of square up to those things and slay those dragons and get rid of those ghosts out of the cupboard. So maybe to do that, maybe somebody you would like to just confide or get help from somebody else, or in fact another way this can work is that you are the one that is providing the help and the advice for somebody, because during this time Mars is going to be in this area of higher service and compassion, so maybe that is going to bring that out of you as well. But don't expect too much of yourself, don't take on too much, because it can make your auric field weaker, that's not the right word, more permeable at this time, so you're more easily influenced by temptations or the ideas or behaviours of others, which during another time you would just be like water off a duck's back. So you're a little bit more sensitive. So during this time, this very long transit, it's going to be there until July. You need to take quite a regular time for R&R, rest and recuperation, private activities, anything that takes you out of yourself, takes you out of your head, takes you out of your sort of sense of yourself, like reading a great book or watching a movie, or in fact writing a book, which could be a great one, or a movie, and doing meditation and doing work in the background which centers you and keeps you in touch with your more, your higher self, your eternal self, your guides, your angels, however you want to see it. You could also have very strong dreams and visions at this time which guide you if you give them the attention that they should have, or try and work out what they might be trying to say to you. Because this is very much like the Photoshop part of the chart. It's not linear. It's more like a kind of snapshot full of symbolism and meaning, where Mars is at the moment, like how dreams are. And you could heal during this time. There can be, you can work on that for yourself, or you can be liaising with somebody else. You can, as I say, rest and recuperation, but also very much be keeping an eye on things from the background, pulling strings from the background, but dealing with those emotions and frustrations which come nearer the surface. And definitely working with your imagination and your subconscious and emotional drives to create what you want for yourself in the future. Having said all that, over February and March, Mars is going to be going retrograde, and that means it's going to mute and slow down the action of Mars there. So you might feel as though you're treading water a little bit and not getting anywhere in particular, but you will be. Just be aware of that. And then by the time April arrives, you should really start to see progress. You should really start to feel as though this uncertainty about inner feelings and about direction maybe, or about what wasn't said or was said or should have been said or done, is all coming clear, you see. So yes, so you should start to feel more clarity from then on. And from the 19th, the material physical aspects of your life here on Earth are going to be emphasized. So kind of teamwork and this practical, productive feel, where it might be to do with health, it might be to do with an ongoing situation where you start to see, But once again, remember, Mars is going to be retrograde until April, so that's just going to slow everything down a little bit. But you can still win the battles, if not the whole war. Now, Neptune is the big news this month. Neptune is going to move from the place where it's been in your solar chart since 1998. It's going to move out of there, and it's going to go into a new place, into its home sign. Where it has been since 1998 is in an area where it might have caused cross wires or confusion, or you wearing your rose-tinted spectacles, to do with romantic partners. Romance, about, the feeling of who you need to be with to make you feel most empowered. And like I say, Neptune can muddle things sometimes, can make you be too idealistic sometimes, can distort perceptions. So that should stop, hopefully, if it's been like that. Or maybe it wasn't like that. Maybe it was you sacrificing yourself for another, that you felt that you belong to, body and soul. Or you put yourself out so that others can have fun and entertainment, and you're the one slogging away, burning the midnight oil, providing the venue or the material for that, you see. Or it might not have been about any of those things. It might have been around children, because this is also an area to do with children. Or it might have been around animals, and you again being the one who is taking it all on board for them. And perhaps not seeing them for what they are or how they really are. Or it might have been some other person or project or speculative enterprise where you kind of took a gamble, but because you were a little bit out in your calculations, it didn't kind of come out the way you wanted it to. Having said all that, it might have come out even better. There's no telling really with Neptune. It's a bit of a slippery fish. It rules Pisces. Well, it's actually going back into Pisces this February the 4th, and it will be in Pisces in a different part of your solar chart until 2025. And this part of your solar chart is more about work and how you work and the skills you use. So this could mean that you get more interested in functioning from a more compassionate or empathic level, a more self-aware level. So getting more self-aware about how you are and how your mechanisms go, but also getting interested in what makes other people tick. Maybe some of you get more interested in the spiritual, psychic, healing side of life, meditation, yoga, maybe for work, but maybe not for work. Maybe it's just your routine that you do for yourself before you go out and do whatever your work is and whatever your life is about, but which makes you stronger. Maybe it's to do with diet. It could be that. It's a very long transit, and February is going to be just the itsy bitsy little tiny whiskery beginning of it, and it will be affecting just you Librans born in the very, very first day, or with the first degree or two even rising, or you Librans at the very end of the sign as well, or with the very end degree rising. This long transit of many years will have you giving more freely, probably at times, of your services, working, really putting yourself out for people, and maybe it's a labour of love. Maybe you really choose to do this. And also it does rule many, many different types of employment, including film, photography, any work of the imagination. It rules the third eye, so it's all about spiritual and psychic work and healing work. And it's about anything to do with the sea, boats and so on. It's about quite a number of things, Neptune, in this area here. So you could start to be getting an interest in those sorts of things with Neptune here. Well, that's it. I'm not going to be looking at the slower moving planets, even though we know you have Saturn in your sign. You can go to my site and you can read that, because it's all written down there. Or just listen to the forecast I did for the whole of 2012 to hear what I think how Saturn may be working for you. And you might like also to listen to the forecast for your rising sign or your moon sign. It might make some sense to you, it might not, and I'll see you the next time. Bye for now.